Hello and welcome to Titanium Talar's Tarot, and today I'll be doing a how to strengthen your intuition video. Okay, so this is for everybody who's interested in strengthening their intuition, number one. Number two, um, strengthening their intuition, yeah. Doesn't have any sign in particular, it's for everybody, okay? And so the way I work is that I share with you what, well, I write myself out a little descriptive for the week, but then whatever comes up during the reading, during this video, I will put that out there as well. Yeah. So with that being said, my gorgeous collective, let us get into the information of the day, right? Yeah. How to strengthen your intuition. How to strengthen intuition. It's got many parts to it, okay? Number one, you have to be able to do, how should I say this? Practice very well and keep, how should I say it? Make sure that you practice perfectly as often as you can, because it is when you do it right often that you create a new neural pathway in your mind, right? You have to create that neural pathway and you have to cement it and you have to get used to it, and it has to become your default. It has to be that much. It has to be that important. Okay, it has to take front and center in your mind. When you have to make a change in anything you do, okay? And this applies to intuition, this applies to exercise, this applies to nutrition, this applies to the way you talk to people, all of it. You have to make a habit of doing it right and practicing doing it right as often as you can, so that you, like I said, you create that neural pathway in your mind and it gets cemented there, so that when you get used to it, you no longer have to think about it whilst doing it, right? Just like riding a bicycle. Learning how to walk is the same thing. Learning how to eat or swallow well, right? Because after my accident, I had a little trouble swallowing things, and the fear was from the professionals was that I would get sick. I would eat something and it would go down the wrong tube and whatnot, and I would catch a cold or I'd get pneumonia or whatever. I laugh because I had like this fear of catching pneumonia or creating pneumonia in myself. Or so it was very, very, like, sometimes mealtime was hilarious in my house. Very. The fear of having stuff go down the wrong tube. I I hope my parents laughed at me at times because it was pretty darn funny. Now, so first, practicing it right from the get-go is important. Okay, and practicing it well, consistently, is what will make it cement itself in your mind. Okay, that's one. Number two is that you need to be patient with yourself. If you're not used to doing something and you're starting new, oh, I did it again. And you're starting new on something, you have to be cognizant, or you have to know that it's going to take you some time to really get it into place. You know, being patient with oneself is the next point, because it might actually take a while, because if you don't have someone pointing you in the right direction constantly, all right, there might have some lack. You might have, like, some points would be be cutting corners and so on. Everybody's different. So you have to keep this in mind, okay? And I mean, it's not easy per se, and it's gonna take the time that it takes. For sure, it helps if you have someone with you, guiding you along the way, but that's not always the case for everybody, right? Sometimes people just can't, they need to do it by themselves. And that's what these videos are for, okay? Now, just remember, I don't know everything right now. I'm still learning it. It's a learning process. It's it's a work in progress. It's a learning process, right? So the reason why I'm sharing these things with you is that I know some things, but I don't know everything. So if there's some points that you know and that I have not mentioned, write them in the comments below, and it'll be my pleasure to research them and then to learn myself, to make myself better, and so that I can share it with you guys and all those things. You know, we are a collective for a specific reason, so that we can grow and expand together. That is the whole point of this process, right? It's to come down here and to learn so that we grow as souls. It's kind of might be difficult to hear for some, but that is how it is, right? Now, I understand patience is a virtue. Not everybody can willy-nilly do things and be patient about it. It's, like I said, it's a learning process. It's a learning process that you go on mainly by yourself, but if you have someone to guide you along the way, that'd be perfect. It doesn't need to be me. I mean, I understand that I'm putting out this content. Maybe most people won't even watch it twice, won't even watch it once. It's not important. If you have someone who's guiding you along the way, perfect. Go through that. I encourage you 100%, right? My goal is really to help others, to expand, to want to go further, and to better themselves. And like I said, bettering yourself does not mean pushing yourself to the extreme. Some people like to do that, which is fine. I just don't like to, I prefer not to. I prefer doing it on my pace. And some people that I know have a problem with that, which is fine. You know, everyone works at their own level, at their own pace. It's okay. But, why did I say but? It's just a matter of, now, the important thing is you. It's not the people who surround you. You work at your own pace because you know what's going to get you to where you want to get to, right? Right. Now, in my case, I learn a little slowly. Probably to some people, maybe some people in my family, they think I don't push myself hard enough, which might be true, but I personally cannot function. I feel like if I put my heart and soul into business 100% of the time, I would be bored. I will not have fun. And one of the worst things when you are trying to manifest what you want into your life is to not enjoy it. Is to be appalled by doing it. You know, you have to enjoy what you're doing. You have to take pride in what you're doing. You have to want to do it. Number one, utmost importance. Very, very key. You have to enjoy what it is you're doing so that when it comes time to, you have to enjoy what you're doing, okay? So that the universe picks up on what you are putting out, because that is how this reality works. You get out of it as much as you put into it. So if you are stepping you're starting from a stepping stone of, I like to do this. I enjoy doing it. It's fun. What will happen is that the universe will send you more fun things, more things that you enjoy. You know? So that's what you gotta do. I mean, you have to remember, you have to always remember, and this is a communication tip, alright? You have to always remember, who are you talking to? Who is conversing with you? What are the ideas at the back of their mind? What are their, what are they used to? Well, if they're like most people in my family, they're used to pushing themselves to the utmost until they get things done. I don't work that way. I don't. I do little things. I do many things in the day, right? But what happens is that when you add things up together, they work. Let me say, the reason why I do many things is that, well, I have to have many things to do. I'm just kind of reiterating. Well, mainly because I, first of all, have what I'm learning, then there's this, then I do something else. But you have to keep these things in balance. This reminds me of the Two of Pentacles, right? Juggling in balance. And what you're juggling is what you're doing, as well as your sanity. And your sanity is key for your happiness of life. Okay? And one other thing, it also helps with everything. Every part of you is connected, okay? So the way your energetic body feels related to your physical body will interact and will affect each other. And because your soul is, for those who don't believe in soul, it's fine, you can leave it out, but you can rename it into something else, whatever you prefer. But I believe that we are souls living a human experience, okay? And so to me, you have 3 layers, and these 3 layers are 3 layers to your being, and these 3 layers are closely intertwined. So if something, either in your soul or in your energetic body, don't really mesh well, it will appear on your physical body. Okay, it is one of the things Louise Hay talked of in her books, and so on and so forth. One of which was a bunion, or bunions, right? So I looked it up, and bunions, I'm quite certain, is the fact that you are not able to see the joy in everyday life. It has become drudgery. And at the time when my bunions started to pop out, it was slowly but surely becoming drudgery. That's the way it is. So it's just a fact of remembering that these things, everything does affect everything else. Okay, so I'm going to put Louise Hay's book in the description. But just remember, okay, if you guys have anything to suggest, please put them in the box below. It'll be my pleasure to look that up and to share that with you guys. Okay, and one other thing, being able to practice well often is what will keep you moving forward into the direction you want. If you practice something the wrong way, will it really be helpful? No, it will not. So that is all that I have for you guys this week. Okay, if you like this, and if you'd like me to go if you would like me to work personally with you to strengthen your intuition, please contact me at the email in the box below, and it'll be my pleasure to help. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and my price, okay, what I ask. Now, like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell to be notified when I post new stuff, as well as leaving me a comment, because I adore them comments. I read them all. I might not answer all of them, but I absolutely read them all. Okay, and yes, someone did win the draw, and I will be contacting them soon, and we will be working that out. So if you next time I do a draw, please enter. It'll be my pleasure to add you to the draw. Okay, now with that being said, my gorgeous collective, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.